Hello, hockey, basketball, and soccer fans. My name is David. I thought I would start this video shortly before 6 on the evening of Wednesday, 8th of November, 2023, North American Eastern Standard Time. So, this is the third full day across Canada, Alaska, and the contiguous U.S. to feature uh, clocks on standard time. Slowly getting used to, gotten used to already, more daylight on each morning during each morning, and less later on in the day. How soon, if ever, the twice annual time changes, clock changes stop in Ontario? Problems which you live remain to be seen. But in any case, so just going to recap was the Vancouver Whitecaps against featured a loss 1-0 by the Whitecaps of Major League Soccer. A much closer game than the 5-2 loss late last month over at BMO Stadium in Los Angeles against the defending champion LAFC. But in the very late in the game, head coach Vanni Sartini, having claimed to have been hopping mad about a whole bunch of incorrect calls by on-pitch officials. Although he was sent off, was given a red card. The problem is the Whitecaps effectively got a red card of their own for not having scored a goal. Having scored 2 goals in the first game of their opening round playoff series, didn't score even one in a critical game. Yes, kept the game close, but doesn't matter what calls should or should not have been made in the Whitecaps' favor. But what matters is that they lost. They lost that game. Did enough things wrong to have lost that game. Being too tentative at times and all that stuff. So, no question, LAFC deserved to win that series. So the Whitecap season is done. So, it'll be time to, when the next MLS season begins, I'm just going to see, if we already have information about the Toronto 2024 MLS season. I don't know if there is. Just going to see. To see if there's any information about next Toronto FC season. Honestly, don't know at this point. I'm not sure if there's information. Let's see if there is anything. So I'm going to see if there's anything on the Toronto FC website. If there's anything I can find for the 2024 Major League Soccer season. So continue. Just gonna see if there's anything. Just gonna see if we can get anything for there's still no information. There's no information yet for, specifically for the 2024 MLS season. I'll have to see if there is. I know there's something for the Major League Soccer season. Well, there is something for the... Oh, nothing yet. But if there is anything at least indications from the most recent completed season, So 2023. All right, so we're gonna do is just gonna see if anything for the regular season for the 2023 regular season began. Honestly, forget. All right, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do the guideline for. Since we don't know yet a full schedule for the MLS, 2024 MLS season, what I would do, let's going to go to the MLS, Toronto FC page, on Wikipedia page about the 2023 season for that MLSE owned soccer club, with the entity also an owner of the Toronto Argos of the Canadian Football League, the Leafs of the NHL, Raptors of the NBA, and others. So what was the season that started? So the preseason play started late last February with an away game against DC United, ending with a home game against Orlando City FC. Not a lot of wins. One, two, three, just 4 wins during the preseason, and a whole bunch of losses there. Canadian Championship featured a 2-1 loss to CF Montreal. And yeah, so I'm gonna go to the regular season. Just gonna regular season began. Maybe that's to be. Also, pardon me. That's regular season. Excuse me. Preseason began with a scrimmage late last January against Club Tijuana, based in northern Mexico, but played in San Diego, in the neighboring U.S. state of California. Well, it was a scrimmage that ended up being, canceled. Okay, closed door. Okay, so we don't know anything about that, but preseason did not figure 1 win. It was basically all preseason matches took place in different parts of California. So yeah, basically in the greater Los Angeles area. Unusual, but kind of cold up in southern Ontario at that time of the year. The regular season began on 25th of February, Eastern Time, ending for the BMO Boys, as it's sometimes known, late last month, 21st of October. But they were eliminated. But the BMO Boys were eliminated sooner than that, and we're just playing out the string. So that's going to probably be the case. So January is going to be we'll start preseason, and then regular season begins late in February, and that's really what it is. So hoping for a better season from Toronto FC, and hopefully all 3 Canadian MLS teams will see wildcard action at the very least. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. For Vancouver, the Whitecaps saw playoff action, 6th place in the Western Conference. CF Montreal finished just outside a wildcard spot. So enough of that. Enough of Major League Soccer. So what I'm going to do is so with the Whitecaps season over and done with, what I would do is go to never mind here. So that over and done with. So what I would do is go to the Raptors and a surprising win over the San Antonio Spurs to start off a 2-game Texas road trip. It took overtime, but the Raps got the job done and now have a 2-4 record. Not great. but with, or we'll keep 3-4 now. Just gonna just do that there. So it's going to be 2 road games prior to the end of the coming weekend. So we have mid-evening Eastern time start time of broadcast on separate TSN channels of that road game against the Mavs in Dallas and northeastern Texas, and then in Boston in eastern Massachusetts on Saturday 7 p.m. Eastern time broadcast start. I'm not sure what TV network is going to broadcast that game, at least among the Canadian ones. And I'm going to go to the week ahead. I'm going to go to also from last weekend onward, 2 wins in a row by Calgary Flames, 6-3 win over the Kraken at Climate Pledge Arena, and a 4-2 home win over the Preds at the Scotiabank Saddledome. To be determined will be what the Flames' new arena is going to be, but still not a great season, even with a change of head coach by the Southern Alberta team from Daryl Sutter to Ryan Huska. And there was a benching of Flames winger Jonathan Huberdeau for the entire third period. Poor play. Claimed Huska having been the reason. Ubi had been benched. Well, that's important because it's about accountability, and maybe Sheldon Keefe will not be afraid to do more in the instances of benching players who play poorly, because the defense has not been good for the Leafs. None of the last 5 games has been particularly good, and so let's see what happens in that home game against Sens. So 7 p.m. broadcast start time on Sportsnet. And I'm going to go to, so what happened then? So yeah, we have, so Monday was a narrow win by the Leafs in overtime, and a big win by the Canucks over the Oilers, and the Oilers basically a dumpster fire. It just, things aren't looking good. The Oilers are second last on points in the NHL. Who knows what's going to happen? Even if the Sharks end up beating the Flyers, a close one though, 2-1 in regulation. And yes, the Sharks, even if they do win their Thursday Eastern Time game, against the Flames, we'll still see the Oilers. Will still remain behind the Oilers because the Oilers would have played fewer games than the Sharks. But the symbolism cannot be lost for an Oilers team that has struggled to put together consecutive wins, but definitely has had no problem with putting together consecutive losses. So it'll be rather important. Let's see what happens. So Wednesday is going to feature, in terms of games, we have in terms of the games, Habs lost 5-3 to a Bulls team that had scored 4 unanswered first period goals. Who would have thought the Habs would have scored even 1? Didn't look good. I didn't watch much of that game after the first period because I figured, go figure, Bolts ahead. They're looking good even without Vasilevsky. Not great, but looking good enough to win, and, well, they did. Matt Tompkins got his first win, but it wasn't pretty. Didn't have to be. I mean, it's about proving a point. Vasilevsky, no Vasilevsky does not mean sleeping on the Bulls. The Habs did so in the first period, and, well, you have the result. Other games that involved Canadian teams featured the Jets on Tuesday Eastern Time, beat the Blues 5-2. Kyle Connor and Connor Hellebuck having respectively been the top skater and winning goalie. And yeah, the Flames beating the Preds 4-2. So in terms of Wednesday, we have the Sens and Leafs as the only two Canadian NHL teams in action. Thursday will feature a bunch of games, more games feature Canadian teams. To have the Sens hosting the Canucks, the Habs playing an away game against the Wings, and those are 7 p.m. Eastern Time starts. I'm not sure what exactly the networks are, but I'll have to figure that out. We have the Jets hosting the Preds, 8 p.m. Eastern Time broadcast start time. And yeah, the Oilers in that late game against the Sharks. I may be doing quite a bit of channel flipping because I'm not really sure what it is. Have to see what happens. So Friday is going to be a rather important game for the Leafs and Flames. Leafs hosting the Flames, 7 p.m. Eastern Time start. And that is it. That is going to be it for Canadian teams. Leafs will be remaining at home to host the Canucks on Saturday Eastern Time. The Jets will be hosting the Dallas Stars in an afternoon Eastern Time game. The Habs will be hosting the Bruins in a later game. Sens will be hosting the Flames in an early evening Eastern Time game. And we're going to see what happens. Well, it'll be the Oilers in a road game against the Kraken. So, let's see in terms of the weekend. Maybe get a preview next week. So, on Sunday, it'll be the Habs hosting the Canucks in the only game on that weekend to feature a Canadian team. So it'll be Monday, have the Oilers hosting the Isles in one game. Oh wait, they have the only one. Yeah, so that's the only one. So 8:30 Eastern Time start. Oilers hosting the Isles. Tuesday feature the Habs hosting the Flames, and have the Jets hosting the Devils. Wednesday feature the Oilers hosting the Kraken and the Canucks hosting the Isles. So Thursday, I'll be in Sweden. Sens hosting the Wings, but in the evening Eastern Time, the Habs hosting the Golden Knights, and in a late game 9 Eastern Time, we have the Flames hosting the Canucks. So it'll be Friday. Be playing, what's considered an away game against the Wings. That'll be somewhere in Sweden, so it'll be 2 in the afternoon Eastern Time. And then later in the day, it'll be the Jets hosting the Sabres. So next week, Saturday Eastern Time, we'll have the Sens hosting the Wild. So that's late morning Eastern Time. That'll be in Sweden. So in terms of 7 Eastern Time, it's not going to be a Leaf game on. I think I'm just going to go through them quickly. Habs will be playing an away game against the Bruins. Jets will be hosting the Coyotes. Flames, the Isles. And the very late game, Canucks will be hosting the Seattle Kraken. So that's going to be wrap things up. Definitely looking forward to enjoying those games. So if you like the video, please make sure to click that like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. If you also click the notification bell, you get more timely notifications of videos that I put out. I try to put out videos at least every other week. On that note, I'm going to say, go Leafs go Raptors go Toronto FC go, and with respect to Canadian national teams, go Canada go.